Hello, nice to see you again. So I have arrived in Tokyo. I'm here in my my little apartment. Basically, got to the airport. First stop, flew into Haneda. Then got on a bus with all my worldly belongings, and got a bus to Shinjuku, which took about 40 minutes. Then jumped in a cab to the estate agent who knew I was coming, and they kindly loaded all my stuff up into the back of a van, and then drove me here, and here I am. That was a few days ago. So I'll give you a little tour. So here's the kitchen, sort of dining area. Not much going on there, pretty standard. A little gas hobs here. And here's my room. So there you go. Not too bad. It's a sort of little bit bigger than a single, but still not that great. There's a balcony out here with a sort of iron thing you can hang your washing up on. What's that? You'll see me with the mask on, they'll probably think I'm up to God knows what. The loo, nice, with the cool tap on there, faucet thing, so when you flush it, the water comes out of there and you wash your hands in it. Handy. Here is the sort of utility room. Washing machine. Kind of shower, which is kind of like a wet room actually. It's quite, so I quite like that. Don't really have that at home. There's a really deep kind of bath, and the guy told me that if you can put a timer on here, and the water will just come out by itself and stop by itself, and then you've got a deep bath. But I'm not risking that. I know I'll end up falling asleep and it'll overflow and God knows what. Here's the entrance bit. So this is where you take your shoes off and stuff. Surprisingly how quickly you get used to that, especially with the hard floors, because it makes a din. Okay, I've actually got two bedrooms because I'm hoping to have some people to stay, so I just use this as a sort of changing room at the moment. Some shirts and things. Wow, this is pretty cool, I have to say. This is, oh, you can't really see it. It's my big roof terrace I've got. You can't see it anything really out here, can you? I'll have to film it again when it's night, but I mean you can see the sort of the size of it just from how far away the window is. So it's got a couple of chairs there as well. So that's all good. Oh, sod it. Okay. So I'll put you back down here and I'll tell you what's what. So, I mean, when you arrive, here's what happens. Because there's two things really you're gonna need and want to sort yourselves out with straight away, pretty much. And that's one of these. There's a bank account. One of these is a phone. No shit. And once you've got these two, you're pretty much, on your way to go. You've got a place to live, you've got somewhere to get paid, you've got Google Maps, and way to text people. They don't use WhatsApp here, they use Line. This thing called Line. Pretty much the same thing. Right, so, airport. Get to the airport. If you saw the last video, you'll know that there's a visa in your passport by this point. So you take that to them at the customs. they will give you one of these. This is a residence card, Government of Japan residence card. You can see this is for a period of stay, 3 years. And there you go. So you've got this, you come in, you want yourself a bank account and a phone. Now, they won't give you a bank account and a phone without proof of address. You can understand that. So what you have to do is register your address with the ward office. Now every sort of prefecture and whatever, I'm living in Tokyo, has its own prefecture. So I'm in Shinjuku-ku ward. So went down to Shinjuku, went to the ward office, managed to find it okay. Thank God, it's in the middle of the red light district if you're ever around there. And the queue up, register, tell them your address and things like that. You know, they'll take your word for it, and they will print that in Japanese characters in kanji or katakana, or well, it wouldn't be katakana, would it? Or whatever it is, on the back. So now you've got a sort of registered address, and they'll put a stamp on it as well. So now you've got a sort of registered address that's official. Right, now I had a bit of trouble with the next bit, because I went to the bank, they said you can't open a bank account without a phone number. Went to the phone place and they said you can't get a phone on a contract without a bank account, which is a pain. I thought I had my old Samsung S3 from London. I thought I was just going to bring it here, slap a SIM card in, pay pretty cheap, and away you go. But they don't seem to do SIM only here, so you have to get a phone on contract basically. Or they do some sort of quite expensive pay as you go. The mobile phone systems here seem to be a little bit behind the times. You'd think they were quite high tech, but not too much. But I ended up went to the phone place, filled out all the paperwork to get the phone, and managed to use my UK debit or credit card. It was a debit card actually, to just make the first sort of payment for the phone. Then they gave me a phone number, and I went to the bank to get a bank account using that phone number. But I've heard people say you can just use like a mate's phone number or something like that. So you might want to try that. I went with Shinsei Bank because it's quite a lot of their stuff's in English. I mean, they've sent me this thing on how to start online banking, and it's all in English. And also, they charge you to use ATMs here, but Shinsei Bank has a deal with 7-Eleven, and you can take money out for free in the 7-Elevens, and those are 2 a penny, they're everywhere. So that's that. Another thing to get would be one of these. It's a Passmo card, or you can get like a Suico card. There's like 2 types. It's basically like an Oyster card if you're from the UK. You charge it up, a couple of thousand yen, and then every time you go through the ticket barrier, beep, 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 like that, boom, it lets you know exactly, just takes the money off. You don't have to worry about buying those little tickets, which confused the hell out of me when I came to Japan on holiday. There's an app you can get, Tokyo Subway, that's awesome. You just type in what station you're leaving from, what station you want to get to, boom, tells you where to change, what platforms to get on, which direction, because I've got on the wrong train a couple of times, to tell you that, and how much it is. So armed with all this, you can start your kind of life in Japan, really. So I'll see you on the next video.